Romans chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Brak the Yahweh, Brak the Yahweh Shai, Brak the Yahweh, Brak the Yahweh Shai, Brak the Yahweh, Brak the Yahweh Shai, Brak the Yahweh, Brak the Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kwadash, Brakadam. To all the sincere Akim out there that's preaching his word of sincerity and the truth, and all the believers of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai that's believing on this word and sincerity and in truth, Shalom. And in today's lesson, I'm going to get into examples of men in the scriptures that the Lord delivered in a great spectacular way. The things that we read about were written for our learning as an example to know that the Lord is not a man that he should lie. His servants, his believers, his prophets will be delivered in these troubling times that we're entered into. Pursuing the Revelations 12 and 12, we know Esau, the so-called white man, is coming down with great wrath because he knows his time is coming to an end. He has a short time to rule this earth in wickedness. So he's going to come with wrath. And we're going to be put in uncomfortable positions. Positions in our life that we've never been in before. Uncomfortable. But the thing is to keep your faith in these positions because the Lord is going to deliver us. And I'm going to get some examples in the scriptures of men, great men, that were put in uncomfortable positions, but the Lord delivered them. And that's part of Isaiah 33 and 6, having this wisdom, this knowledge, and this understanding. That's going to be the stability of our times, knowing these scriptures and remembering these scriptures that the Lord always delivered his men that trusted in him, his believers that have the faith in him. Great deliverance is coming to the nation of Israel, to the elect and the 1/3. Romans 15 and 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. So we read these scriptures and they're written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. The hope of what? The hope of salvation. So I'm going to get the first scripture. This is Daniel chapter 6, verse 1. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom. Now we know Darius was king over the Persian Empire. And at that time, Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes because of his excellent spirit that was in him. He had the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai within him. That light was in him. So he had much wisdom. Daniel 6 and 1. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom, and over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first, that the princes might give account unto them, and the king should have no damage. Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes, because an excellent spirit was in him, and the king thought to set him over the whole realm. So Daniel was a man of great wisdom, and the king had thought to set him over the whole realm, pretty much make him the head over all the presidents and princes. Daniel chapter 6 verse 4. Then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning this kingdom. So pretty much the king set him over the presidents and princes. So they looked at Daniel some type of way, like, who is this man to be set up over us? So they looked to find occasion against Daniel, looking for anything to bring against Daniel so the king could bring judgment against Daniel. Then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion nor fault. For as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. So pretty much they couldn't find any occasion against Daniel. He was perfect pretty much. The spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai was within him. Yahweh was working directly with Daniel. Daniel chapter 6 verse 5. Then said these men, we shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his God. So they said, look, we can't find any occasion against Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his God. So pretty much, let's get Daniel to go against his power. let's make it a law to where him worshiping his power is illegal. And I'm referring this story because that's what Esau's going to do. He's going to come with great wrath as to where we're worshiping Yahweh Shema Shai. He's going to make it look like that's a crime to do. And that's why he's going to push that RFID microchip. That's his way of getting the nation of Israel to forsake Yahweh Shema Shai. And we know he's going to come with great wrath on the elect. So we to keep these stories in mind. Then said these men, we shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his power. Then these presidents and princes assembled together to the king, and said thus unto him, King Darius, live forever. All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors, and the princes, and counselors, and the captains had consulted together to establish a royal statute, and to make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, save of thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. So pretty much, if they worship any other god, they're going to be cast into a lion's den. So pretty much, forsaking your power and worshiping the statue that they created for King Darius, you're going to live. But if you worship your power, you're going to die, pretty much. That's the decree that they're bringing forth to the king. Daniel 6 and 8. Now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing that it be not changed according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not. Wherefore King Darius signed the writing and the decree. Daniel chapter 6 verse 10. Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being open in his chamber towards Jerusalem, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his power as he did aforetimes. So pretty much Daniel ignored the king's decree. He kept worshiping Yahweh. He kept praising Yahweh Shema Shai, praying to his power. And this is an example. As Esau comes to that wrath, we got to continue to worship and give glory to Yahweh Shema Shai and pray to our power. Because that's his whole goal, is to break your faith, to get you to go according to his will, which his will is going to lead you to your death. But we to keep the faith. Daniel 6 and 11. Then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his power. Then they came near and spake before the king concerning the king's decree. Hast thou not signed a decree that every man that shall ask a petition of any power or man within 30 days, save O thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? The king answered and said, This thing is true according to the law of the Medes and the Persians, which altereth not. Then answered them and said before the king, that Daniel, which is of the children of the captivity of Judah, regardeth not thee, O king, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. So pretty much Daniel kept doing what he was doing aforetime, worshiping Yahweh Shema Shai. Daniel 6 and 14. Then the king, when he heard these words, was sore displeased with himself, and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him, and he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him. Then these men assembled unto the king and said unto the king, King, O king, that the law of the Medes and the Persians is, that no decree nor statute which the king established may be changed. Then the king commanded, and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, Thy God, whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. So pretty much being sarcastic. If your power that you worship continually is real, he's going to what? Deliver you. So let's see if he's real. I made a decree that you should not worship any other power but me, and you going against that? Let's see if your God is going to deliver you. So we to keep these things in our mind. Daniel chapter 6 verse 17. A stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den, And the king sealed it with his own signet and with the signet of his lords, that this purpose might not be changed concerning Daniel. Then the king went to his palace and passed the night fasting, neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him. Then the king arose very early in the morning and went in haste unto the den of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living God, thy God, whom thou servest continually, able to deliver thee from the lions? Then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. My power has sent his angel and has shut the lion's mouth, that they have not hurt me, for as much as before him innocency was found in me. And also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt. So pretty much Yahweh Bashim Awashai sent his angel to shut the lion's mouth. According to Sirach, chapter 39, verse 28, the spirits that are created for vengeance are sent forth from the Lord. So anytime animals attack, there's a spirit of vengeance that comes upon them to do so. So the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, shut the lion's mouth that they should do no hurt to Daniel. So we got to have this same faith. Like I started off the scriptures, Romans chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. So these examples in the scriptures are examples for us to read and to know that if it happened, it's going to happen again. The scriptures say that there's nothing new under the sun. Yahweh Bashim Awashai is going to deliver his elect in whatever situation you put in. You just got to keep your faith. Daniel 6:22, my power have sent his angel and have shut the lion's mouth, that they have not hurt me, for as much as before his innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt. So Daniel was perfectly fine, chilling with the lions. Probably petting the lions. He was chilling. Praying to Yahweh Bashim Awashai. The lions did him no hurt. At that point, the lions were his friends. Daniel 6:23. Then was the king exceedingly glad for him, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his power. He had faith. He believed that he was going to be delivered, and it was manifest. So whatever situation we put in, as Esau comes with this great wrath, we have to have these scriptures in our mind that whatever we go through, the Lord is going to deliver us, because we believe. Whatever situation you put in, whether you be put in a concentration camp, whether you be on the run from Esau, because we know we're coming into troubling times, keep your faith, because Yahweh Bashim Awashai is going to deliver you. Daniel 6:24, and the king commanded, and they brought those men which had accused Daniel, and they cast them into the den of lions, them, their children, and their wives, and the lions had the mastery of them, and brake all their bones in pieces, or ever they came at the bottom of the den. So the people that accused Daniel got put to death. They got judged. Them, their families, their wives, their children, put to death by the lions. The lions broke them up, ate them up. That spirit of vengeance came upon them, and they destroyed them heathen. So just as Esau is accusing us, he's going to come with wrath. Ultimately, the wrath is going to come upon his head. Because Yahweh Bashim Awashai loves his elect. And the scriptures say, touch not my anointed, neither do my prophets no harm. So when you come to physically harm us, when you make your move, Yahweh Bashim Awashai is going to make his move. And these are the scriptures that we have to remember for an example of deliverance. Daniel chapter 6, verse 25. Then King Darius wrote unto all people, nations, and languages that dwelt in the earth, peace be multiplied unto you. I make a decree that in every dominion of my kingdom men trembled and feared before the power of Daniel, for he is the living power and steadfast forever, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall be even unto the end. So the king made a decree that, look, Daniel's power is the true power, the true living power, Yahweh Ba'Shem Shah. And that's what the Most High is going to do in these times. He's going to elevate his men to let these people on the earth know that he is the living power of this earth. This is his realm. He created you. Daniel chapter 6 verse 27. He delivereth and rescueth, and he worketh signs and wonders in heaven and in earth, who have delivered Daniel from the power of the lions. So this Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius and in the reign of Cyrus the Persian. So Daniel was what? Prosperous, because what? He kept his faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem Shah. And that's what it's all about, keeping the faith. That's one example. I'm going to get another example. This is Acts chapter 12 verse 1. Now about that time Herod the king stretched forth his hand to vex certain of the church, and he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. Now this is going back in the Acts of the Apostles, after Yahweh Shai died and rose again, and he rose up his 12 disciples to become apostles, to go out and teach the word, teach the ministry. There came a time where the apostles were being persecuted for this word, because this word is a curse unto the wicked, but it's a blessing unto the righteous. So it came a time where they were persecuting the church, and we're going to enter into that time all over again, where Esau is going to come to persecute the men of the Lord, to put us to death. But we are to remember these scriptures as an example of faith. Acts chapter 12 verse 1. Now about that time Herod the king stretched forth his hand to vex certain of the church, and he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread. So pretty much this took place right around the time of the Passover. After the Passover, they went to persecute the prophets. And it pleased the Jews to see them persecuted. Pretty much 2/3 of our nation turning us over to be destroyed. Acts chapter 12 verse 4. And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to the 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after the Passover to bring him forth from the people. Peter therefore was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto the Most High for him. And that's an important thing to do in this faith, is to pray. Scriptures say pray without ceasing. Whatever situation we put in, we're to pray to Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai for deliverance and faith, believing that the Most High is going to answer your prayer. Acts chapter 12 verse 6. And when Herod would have brought him forth, the same night Peter was sleeping between 2 soldiers, bound with 2 chains. Pretty much locked up, chained up for what? Teaching the word. The words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai. So we got to remember these things. We're going to be put in these situations to where we're locked up for this faith. Put in concentration camps. The whole world coming against us. We looked at as the enemy. False charges put on us for what? Teaching this word. Our faith has to be on the highest level. So we are to remember these scriptures. Acts 12 and 6. And when Herod would have brought him forth, the same night Peter was sleeping between 2 soldiers, bound with 2 chains. And the keepers before the door kept the prison. And before, the angel of the Lord came upon him, and a light shined in the prison. And he smote Peter on the side and raised him up, saying, Arise up quickly. And his chains fell off his hands. Like I read, Romans 15 and 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. These scriptures comfort us. So the Lord sent the angel to deliver Peter. So if that happened in the past, It can very well happen again in this present time. So this is the faith we gotta have. You could be locked up. The Lord can have an angel come and bring you out. That's the level of faith we gotta have in these troubling times that we're entering into. Acts 12:7. And behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him, and a light shined in the prison, and he smote Peter on the side and raised him up, saying, Arise up quickly, and his chains fell off his hands. The angel what? Manipulated the elements, and the chains fell right off. And the angel said unto him, Gird thyself, and bind on thy sandals. And so he did. And he said unto him, Cast thy garment about thee, and follow me. And he went out and followed him, and wist not that it was true which was done by the angel, but thought he saw a vision. When they were past the first and the second ward, they came unto the iron gate that leadeth unto the city, which opened to them of his own accord. Pretty much the gate flung open. The angel used the spiritual power to manipulate the elements, and the gate just flew open. It says, And they went out and passed on through one street, and forthwith the angel departed from him. So pretty much the Lord sent his angel down to what delivered Peter out of that situation. Acts chapter 12:11. And when Peter was come to himself, he said, Now I know of a surety, the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai have sent his angel and have delivered me out of the hands of Herod and from all the expectations of the people of the Jews. So pretty much the Lord delivered Peter from that situation. And these are the stories we got to keep in mind, that the Lord has great deliverances written in this book, which is going to be the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding and the stability of our times to get us through the times we're entering into. Jacob's trouble. Daniel's the 12th chapter, time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation. We are going to need these words in us and the faith in these words to know that if the Lord said this, it's going to manifest. Because Esau's coming with that wrath. Revelation chapter 2 verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. So we're going to suffer these things, but the Lord told us not to fear these things, as the people in the world are going to fear, because they're going to want answers to what's going on. But we got the answers. Yahweh Shemel Shai has opened our mind up to the wisdom, the knowledge, and understanding. He gave us the answers. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. So some of us in the faith are going to be put in concentration camps, put in prisons, demonized, made to look like the bad guy, the enemy to this world, which this truth is an enemy to this world. This truth is against the so-called white man's world. This truth is all about righteousness. This truth condemns Esau, the so-called white man. So he's going to come against this truth with everything he has. All his wickedness, his witchcraft, he's going to demonize us. It says, Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And ye shall have tribulations 10 days, meaning a complete amount of time, whether it be 10 days, 10 weeks, or a month, 2 months, who knows? The Lord knows. The fact is to keep your faith. It says, Be thou faithful unto death, even if it means you have to be a martyr for this truth and you have to die. As the Lord said, Be faithful unto death. It says, And I will give thee a crown of life. And the crown of life is coming. Yahweh Shai is coming with healing in his wings. And the scriptures say the dead in Yahweh Shai shall be risen first. So we got to keep our faith, even if it means unto death. Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Because we kept our faith in this truth. Keep your faith in Yahweh Shemel Shai. The Lord said, Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. What's coming on the earth? The hour of temptation. When Esau comes with his great wrath, you got this false bullshit virus, the coronavirus out here, which he's pushing to what? Lock this place down, to establish his new world order. Eventually, he's going to come with even greater wrath. The Lord said what? He's going to keep his men from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world. The whole world is going to be tried, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. He that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my power, and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from the Most High, and I will write upon him my new name. So there's a reward for keeping your faith. Deliverance, the kingdom of heaven, righteousness. Romans chapter 15, verse 4, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. So this was just a quick lesson. I wanted to get into some examples of deliverance, which there's all types of scriptures we can get into on deliverance, where the Heavenly Father delivered his men that kept their faith. So we know we're going to be put in uncomfortable positions. We should remember these scriptures, that the Lord is going to deliver us. This is going to be our wisdom, our stability. Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So with that, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kodash, Shalom.